But PTI did answer your question.
Yes.
Did you speak to Mr. Imran Khan directly?
I sent him messages on WhatsApp directly, and I sent him emails, and I know that he received those. And then I spoke to a spokesperson for PTI who also told me that Imran Khan received my questions, and then I received a written statement from Imran Khan.
Could you elaborate the response from Mr. Imran Khan for our audience again?
Sure. Well, I mean, some of that response is in the article. We've reported some of his answers.
Absolutely.
He says, yes, PTI received $2.12 million from Bhutan Cricket, but PTI and Imran Khan did not have any knowledge that that money came from abroad. He said that he thought that all the money was raised at a cricket
event.
And he also said he had no knowledge that PTI had received money from Sheikh Nayat. And he said, yes, PTI received money from Tariq Shafi. And if, it's for Tariq Shafi to say where he got that money from. Now, is that a sufficient answer? In my opinion, it's important for political parties to understand the sources of their funding. And it's really important for political parties to manage their finances well. Because if a political party manages its finances well, then there's a better chance that they will manage the finances of the nation well. And if a political party manages its funds badly, or in a chaotic way, with a lack of transparency, then it seems to me likely they might manage the finances of the nation in a way that's not great.
Right. But Saiman, do you also feel that this could also be seen as deceiving the people who were donating the money for the charity event? This could also be deceiving those people who were donating the amount or the funds?
Yes. I spoke to some people who attended the cricket match in Wootton, and I said to them, did you know that Wootton Cricket was funding PTI? And they said they didn't know that, and they would be very angry if that was the case.
They didn't have any idea. They didn't know that their money went into the account of a political party in Pakistan.
They didn't know the money was going into Wootton Cricket, and that one of the most significant purposes of Wootton Cricket was funding PTI. And they were quite angry when I told them that. Because they were told it was going to charity. So yeah, there could be a number of deceptions.
Right, happening. But this could also be termed as illegal. It went against the laws in Pakistan and abroad as well. I mean, under the British laws as well, and it could be termed as morally wrong as well.
Yeah, you could say that. I'm going to be very careful on these issues. It's not my job to decide what's legal and what's illegal. But what I will tell you is that the law in Pakistan is very clear about the funding of political parties.
Right, but right now, the way that you've mentioned that the people who were donating the amount had no idea and they were pretty angry at that. So that could also be an illegal act.
Well, it's not. I'm a journalist. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a judge. I'll report the information that I know, which is what I've done. I'm trying very hard to do. This is not an easy job.
Right.
And I will leave it for others to make the decisions that you are asking me to express an opinion on.
Right, Simon. Simon, but like you said that Mr. Imran Khan sent you a response as well. Will there be a follow-up question to Mr. Imran Khan from your side, asking whether because the way you said that he denied that he had no idea where the amount was coming in from, will there be a follow-up question from your side?
Well, what would you ask him?
I mean, would you be asking him? I mean, if I were in your position, I mean, I would really want to ask Mr. Imran Khan. I mean, if he had no idea whether he would want things to be investigated, and whether he would want to know whether the amount was transferred to the account of Insaf Fund or went into the account of Mr. Tariq Shafi, like you mentioned.
It's a fair question. I'm a freelance journalist. I'm not a staff reporter at the Financial Times. Again, I've been reporting on this story for 4.5 years. I mean, yes, I expect there will be another chance to ask questions to Imran Khan, and that would be a good question for me to ask, or other journalists to ask. There seems to be a lot of interest in Pakistan, so perhaps there are journalists in Pakistan who can follow up more easily than I can.
Right. Saiman, one more question. I mean, you know, and you've mentioned Mr. Akbar S. Babar, who is the prime petitioner in this case. Did he approach you? Did he contact you?
No, I approached him. I think the first time I spoke to Akbar S. Babar was in 2019, because I was reporting about Arif and Abraj, and I was trying to find people who would know how Abraj invested or spent money. So I've been in contact with Akbar for a couple of years, and he seems to me to be a person of high integrity. It's his submission to the ECP that started the investigation. And as a consequence of his actions, the ECP published this report in January, which showed that Wootton Cricket was a funder of PTI. Now, when that report was made public, no one really could show who owned Wootton Cricket, but I knew there was a public document which listed Wootton Cricket as one of Arif Naqvi's companies. So I put that on Twitter so people could see that Wootton Cricket was Arif Naqvi. Then I approached my sources and I asked various sources, do you have any information on Wootton Cricket? And this is how I got the information, which is the source for this article about where Wootton Cricket is getting money from. Akbar Babar is someone who I speak to fairly regularly. He's someone who I think is trying to do the right thing for his country.
But I believe PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, also has the intention of raising this matter and will consult their lawyers abroad as well. Since you've reported multiple times on the Abraj group, Saiman, do you have more content and more material, and would you be reporting further on stuff that has Abraj group's involvement?
Yes, potentially. I don't have any immediate articles. This article has taken a lot of work. You know, I've been working on this for 6 months.
6 months, as you mentioned, right? I
mean, but it is often me who's writing articles about Abraj because it's very complicated. In order to write